Welcome to Hashtag Growth Goals Podcast. You're listening to the very first episode. This podcast is all about personal growth for creative women. We will be talking about living a life that welcomes growth and learning. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Maria Rachel from the Philippines, and I am a full time HR manager at a US based digital marketing and design agency called Repurpose House. I actually started as a graphic designer in this company, and I was the first ever employee. And Repurpose House is growing so well, producing many roles since we started in 2018. It's 2021, the year of this recording, and yeah, now I am the HR manager who bring in new employees to the team, talking about growth there. Now, outside my full-time work, I am an artist, a baker, a photographer, and now a podcaster. And it might be a lot to do given that I have a full-time job, but I would say this is what defines me as a creative person. This is how I grow. This is how I live my life to do, if not all, most of the things that I want myself to experience. And this is actually what we are going to be talking about in this episode, growing as a creative woman and as a person that you want to be by not limiting yourself with what you can do and experience. I'm sure you're familiar with phrases like focus on one thing or uh, find your niche, jack of all trades, master of none. All these quotes and advice that say you should be learning and focusing on just one thing to gain mastery and serve your audience best. And while this is a practical advice that is really effective, it's never really a one size fits all thing. And if you consider yourself a creative person that you are, you shouldn't be fitting yourself in a box and just do what the society says you to do. I've actually learned that it's okay to not do just one thing from the owner of the Secret Owl Society. Her name's Michelle Rohr, and I just love how she views herself as a creative woman and her business. If you want to know more about her, you can visit her website, secretowlsociety.org, and I'm sure you will learn a lot. This is not an advertisement in any way. I just want to share how grateful I am that I was able to listen to her and Amy, her business partner, and was able to see my life in a different perspective. I remember before I bumped into Michelle's podcast, I was in the middle of fighting my brain and heart. I don't really know how that looks, but I remember at that time I was into baking and I was doing great at it for a while. If you personally know me, you should know that I never got into something and be consistent on it. I tend to jump into one thing and another, and I'm sure you can relate with me. So, this baking side hustle that I have, I am doing this for more than a year, and I really love to bake. I don't know how to cook, but I really love baking something and making someone smile through my delicious bread and pastries. And just recently, it's like there's a part of me that woke up my artist side of me. I was an artist for a long time, like since I was a kid, but there was a time that I gave up on it. Like I didn't know what I can do as an artist, and so I gave up. And now I am obsessed with digital art. So this scenario has left me confused of who I really am. And not until I have listened to Michelle's podcast that I understood that it is all because the mindset that was imparted with me for a long time that I should be doing one thing in my life. I should be focusing on one skill. I should find my niche and be consistent about it. The thing is, it's not who I am. I was not born to do just one thing. And with this mindset shift, I was able to accept who I really am. And this is the thing that I would like you to think about. We were born differently, and what might be working for many may not be working for you. And that's completely okay. That doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It's just the way life and growth is. Many people might find success in just focusing on a single craft, which is fantastic. Some people may find success in experiencing a lot of things, learning a lot of skills, which is also fantastic. And being a creative person that you are, my question for you is, which group of people are you in? And the only person who can answer that for you is you. And no matter which side you're in, just know that no one can tell you who you are and what you can do but you. So, if you are at this point of your life who is confused on where you should focus or what you should pursue, maybe a change of mindset is the key. Are you a person who is really passionate at one thing? Or are you someone who is passionate at a lot of things that you know for yourself will make you happy and bring growth in yourself? Thank you so much for listening to our first episode. This is hashtag Growth Goals, a podcast about personal growth for creative women. Talk to you soon.